Let's get right into it. Number 10. The coin flip lie. Here's a fun experiment. Flip a coin and tell yourself you'll let fate decide. Heads, you text your ex. Tails, you don't. You flip it, tails. Relief washes over you. But then, mysteriously, you find your thumb twitching for a second flip. You're not looking for an answer. You're looking for permission. Your brain loves pretending that randomness equals destiny. It's like outsourcing responsibility to physics. But the truth is, coin flips, horoscopes, and signs from the universe are just cognitive cheat codes, shortcuts your mind uses to disguise indecision as cosmic wisdom. It's a neat way to blame atoms instead of anxiety. This is what psychologists call externalizing control. When you're uncertain, your brain would rather hand the wheel to something, anything that looks like a decision maker. It's less scary to think, the universe wants this, than, I might screw this up myself. But deep down, you already knew what you wanted before the coin even landed. That moment of disappointment or relief right after the flip. That's your real answer leaking out. So next time you flip a coin, remember, it's not predicting your future. It's exposing your feelings. Basically, the coin isn't deciding for you. It's just giving your brain an excuse to admit what it already knew and then pretend it didn't. Number 9. The familiar feels true trap. You ever scroll past some sketchy fact, like drinking water backwards cures hiccups, and think, yeah, I've heard that before, so it must be true? Congratulations, you've just been seduced by the illusory truth effect. Your brain, like a lazy roommate, assumes that if it's heard something a few times, it must be legit. Repetition equals truth. It's the same trick political propaganda, advertising, and your aunt's Facebook posts rely on. Even you can't resist it. Here's the psychology: your mind treats fluency, how easy something is to process, as a stand-in for accuracy. If a statement feels familiar, your brain thinks, that went down smooth. Must be real. Basically, you're mistaking that was easy to read for that's definitely science. And this happens constantly. It's why brand slogans, gossip, and conspiracy theories stick. The brain's like, I've heard this 5 times, so I guess it's part of reality now. No research, no skepticism, just pure neural autopilot. So when something sounds familiar, try asking, do I know this, or have I just heard it a lot? If you pause long enough to wonder, you've already beaten your brain's laziest shortcut. Number 8. Confidence theater. You know that one person who's so sure of everything wrongly but passionately, and somehow people still believe them? That's the confidence heuristic at work. Your brain assumes that people who sound confident must know what they're talking about. It's the reason fake gurus sell out arenas, startup founders get millions for vaporware, and your friend with 0 cooking skills insists their lasagna just needs more salt. Confidence hijacks credibility. Your brain evolved to trust certainty because, for most of history, hesitation got you eaten. The cave person who said, I think that's a lion, didn't survive as long as the one who screamed, run. But in modern life, that shortcut backfires constantly. We treat confidence like a truth signal. When someone speaks without doubt, our brains translate that swagger into data. That's why misinformation spreads faster than corrections, because uncertainty sounds boring. So next time someone explains something with, I'm telling you, bro, it's a fact, your brain might whisper, he seems sure. That's your caveman neurons applauding a performance, not verifying a source. Confidence is just well-dressed certainty bias, and your brain loves the outfit. Number 7. Memory theater, a.k.a. You're lying without knowing it, ***. Here's a horrifying realization. Your memories are not storage files, they're fanfiction. Every time you remember something, your brain reconstructs it, edits it, adds new dialogue, and maybe gives you better lighting. This is called reconstructive memory, and it's the reason eyewitness testimony is notoriously unreliable. Your brain fills gaps with whatever makes the story flow better. It's less like a database and more like a creative writing class run by a drunk narrator. Even worse, the more you retell a memory, the more you warp it. Each retelling saves over the previous version, like hitting save on a corrupted file. You're not remembering the event, you're remembering the last time you remembered it. Your brain loves efficiency, and rewriting is faster than retrieving. So it uses familiar patterns, emotional cues, and recent experiences to clean up your past, until your childhood trip to Disneyland features rides that didn't even exist yet. So no, you're not crazy. You're just living in a mental scrapbook that updates itself every time you flip through it. Basically, your brain's running Photoshop on your life, and you're both the editor and the unreliable narrator. Number 6. The shortcut to judgment. Ever meet someone and instantly think, yeah, I can tell what kind of person that is? Spoiler, you can't. But your brain really wants to think you can, because it's addicted to the representativeness heuristic, a fancy term for jumping to conclusions with confidence. Your brain has a bad habit of comparing new information to stereotypes or familiar patterns. A guy in a suit must be successful. Someone with tattoos? Probably rebellious. A person holding a salad? Clearly has their life together. These aren't facts, they're mental templates your brain uses to save time. This shortcut worked fine back in the Stone Age, when you needed to decide fast whether something was friend or predator. But today, it means you're judging your coworker's intelligence based on how neatly they format their PowerPoint slides. Psychologically, it's a mix of laziness and efficiency. The brain hates uncertainty. It's like leaving an app open too long, draining battery. So it slaps a label on people or situations just to close the tab. But this shortcut often leads to bad reads, misunderstandings, and a lot of wait, I totally misjudged you moments. So the next time your brain proudly announces, I've got this person all figured out, remember, it's just pattern matching, not people reading. Basically, your mind's running quick sketches and calling them portraits. Number 5. The illusion of control. You press the elevator button. It lights up. You press it again just to make sure. You know it doesn't make the elevator arrive faster, but you do it anyway. Welcome to the illusion of control, your brain's favorite delusion. Humans love feeling in charge, even when they're not. We mash crosswalk buttons that aren't connected to anything, adjust thermostats in locked offices, and yell at Wi-Fi routers as if they understand shame. It's our way of fighting chaos with pretend authority. This quirk comes from an evolutionary need for agency. Early humans who believed they could influence outcomes, even when they couldn't, were more likely to act, experiment, and survive. It's optimism bias mixed with self-delusion. But now, this same instinct makes us superstitious. We blow on dice, keep lucky socks, and knock on wood. Deep down, your brain's like, if I do something, I have control, even when the universe is clearly laughing in static noise. The irony? Believing you have control can actually improve performance, placebo power, baby. Your brain doesn't care if it's fake. It just wants to feel in charge. So go ahead, press that button again. It's not doing anything, but your brain feels better pretending it does. Number 4. The effort equals value fallacy. Ever finish assembling IKEA furniture and feel a weird sense of pride? Like, sure, one leg is shorter than the others, but you built it, and now it's sacred. That's the IKEA effect, a perfect example of your brain confusing effort with value. You've poured time, sweat, and maybe a few swear words into something, so your brain inflates its worth to justify the pain. It's like emotional duct tape. If it was hard, it must be good. Your neurons whisper while you admire your wobbly bookshelf. This bias extends far beyond furniture. Students overvalue essays they spend all night writing. Managers cling to bad projects because they worked too hard to quit. And gamers defend buggy games they spent 200 hours on. Effort becomes proof of worth, not quality. Psychologically, it's called effort justification, part of cognitive dissonance theory. Your brain can't handle the idea that you suffered for something mediocre, so it upgrades it to brilliant. It's emotional damage control disguised as pride. So if you ever catch yourself saying, it's not that bad, while staring at a crooked shelf or a bad relationship, you might just be stuck in the IKEA section of your mind. Basically, Your brain's trying to protect your ego by slapping a limited edition sticker on your mistakes. Number 3. The comfort of predictability. Your brain hates surprises, even good ones. Craves patterns, routines, predictability because uncertainty feels like danger. Enter the status quo bias, your mental defense mechanism against change. When faced with something new, your brain immediately calculates potential threats. What if it's worse? What if I fail? What if I have to learn another password? So instead of taking risks, you stick with what you know, even when what you know kind of sucks. It's the reason people stay in boring jobs, keep outdated phones, or rewatch the same show instead of starting something new. Your brain values familiar suffering over uncertain happiness. It's emotional inertia. From an evolutionary standpoint, it made sense. If your cave worked fine, why move? But in modern life, it turns into self-sabotage with extra comfort blankets. The twist? Your brain often confuses familiarity with safety. It's not protecting you. It's just stuck in a loop that says, if nothing changes, nothing can go wrong. So yeah, when your mind resists trying something new, it's not fear of failure, it's fear of unpredictability. Basically, your brain's that friend who orders the same thing every time and calls it tradition. Number 2. The I knew it all along glitch. You hear a shocking piece of news, something completely unexpected. You gasp, you text a friend, you say, no way, but 5 minutes later, your brain quietly rewrites the script. Yeah, I saw that coming. Congratulations, you've just experienced hindsight bias, also known as the I knew it all along effect. Your brain hates surprises so much, it rewires your memory after the fact to make the world seem more predictable. It's like a retroactive ego massage. You didn't miss the signs, you're just incredibly perceptive. Asterisk in retrospect star. Psychologically, this trick keeps your self-esteem intact. Admitting that life is unpredictable and that you often have no idea what's happening? Terrifying. So your mind goes full editor mode, revising memories to fit a neat storyline. Suddenly, every random event looks like it had foreshadowing. This bias shows up everywhere. Stock traders predicting market crashes after they happen, students claiming, I knew that would be on the test, or people insisting they always knew two celebrities would break up. Spoiler, they didn't. But their brains want them to think they did because it feels safer to live in a world that makes sense. So if you ever find yourself feeling clairvoyant in hindsight, just remember you're not a psychic. You're just narrating your own life with the confidence of someone editing a movie they already watched. Basically, your brain's less of a prophet and more of a biased historian rewriting history to make you look smart. Number 1. The shortcut that rules them all. You probably think your thoughts are logical, right? That you analyze facts, weigh evidence, and make rational choices? Yeah, about that. Your brain doesn't actually care about truth, it cares about speed. Welcome to the ultimate cognitive con, heuristics, mental shortcuts that let you make quick judgments without thinking too hard. They're why you assume expensive equals better, familiar equals safe, and confident equals correct. These shortcuts are the cheat codes of survival, but they're also the reason you fall for ads, rumors, and gut feelings that don't make sense. In a world full of infinite data, your brain has two modes: fast and biased or slow and accurate. And guess which one it picks 95% of the time? Yup, the fast one. Because slow thinking burns calories and time, and your brain's still operating on Stone Age energy-saving settings. Every belief you have about people, products, or politics has probably been filtered through a dozen invisible shortcuts. You think you're making informed decisions, but really, your neurons are just flipping through the mental equivalent of flashcards. Trust familiar faces. Avoid effort. Assume confidence means competence. Done. Your beliefs aren't dumb, they're efficient. Your brain isn't broken, it's optimized for a world that no longer exists. So next time you find yourself fiercely defending some random opinion, maybe pause and ask, is this truth, or just my brain being lazy again? Because when you strip away the fancy language, most of your everyday beliefs aren't deep insights. They're just clever shortcuts pretending to be wisdom. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.